I've read stuff and I've seen your prior interviews where you talk highly of them. But does it also help you knowing that, as I mentioned before, Americans under duress in hostile environments, whether it's in the United States or abroad in war environments, or other human beings in their countries that are fighting the real power that's still savage, where they could end up in a ditch one day? They all listen to the music. You know, I remember back at that episode of 1986 where Donahue had Stigma, great fucking guy, but he's frightening, had him on there with representation at that period of the New York hardcore scene, and they didn't get it. They were judging you as some drug addict, crazy kids that you have no future.
They don't get it.
Look at it now.
They don't get it.
Multi-million-dollar companies making money, man. Fashion.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
How are we still broke?
I don't know. I really don't know. I do this. I don't know about that.
Where's our Metallica money?
I don't know. I still go home. I still work. You know, I still got a family to take care of.
Sure do, man.
I still got to, do what I got to do to make it going.
How have you not been bitter?
You know what? That's a good question. Because it's easy to get jaded. It's easy to get bitter, and you know what? If I let that happen, and it's just going to destroy me. I've been living my dream, like a lot of people work their whole lives to the 62, 63, 64 to retire, to live, to travel. And then, at that time, what could you do? You can't even go hiking. You can't even move. You're like 64 years old. Right. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? I've been retired my whole life, to be honest with you. I've been living my dream. And then when I'm 62, 63, 64, whatever, I'll go to work. I'll go to work wherever. I'll go to work. I mean, I work anyway now, but I'll take it as a straight up work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just, and I don't get jaded. I try not to get jaded. I don't need to get jaded. I'm surrounding myself with good people, and good bandmates. And we've always been this hard, underground thing, and I think that's great.
As I've gotten older, I've gotten quote unquote sentimental. Older homeboys of mine have said that we lose testosterone. But let me just I'm not saying this towards you, but if you relate, feel free. What happens is you get a fucking rock, man, and after all the pressure of surviving and all the bullshit, I used to get my ass kicked by dudes wearing lipstick here in Los Angeles during the 80s. That fucks you up. But all that pressure, if it wasn't that, the LAPD, it wasn't that, the gangs, but anyways, all that shit, because you stick to it because it's true, that's what that's what makes you not ever conform, and then it turns into a diamond. Mm-hmm. Look at these generations now, man. You've inspired all these generations. The music now is finally getting the credit that it deserves, and look where you're at now, man. You're a wealthy man, my friend.
I hear you, man. Like my wife, it's just funny because sometimes I find myself in situations where I'm like, I got no retirement. I got nothing like, anything to retire to, nothing like that. And it's frightening because I'm thinking about like, all I have is I quit school and I put victim in pain out. I got a GED now, whatever, But my purpose in life, I think, has been to help people. My wife, she's like, you know what? Because, sometimes I get depressed. I'm like, man, what's going to happen? And all of a sudden you meet that one kid comes to the show and like, man, if it wasn't for victim in pain, I would have never got through this. I would have never been through that. It helped me get through this. So the purpose is different. There's always a different purpose for everything. And I think in a way it's very generous. There's nothing more generous than that. Money can't buy that. Money can't buy that generosity that I've gotten people to get through their hardest points in life, and I did it to myself. So that means the world to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just say this. In the day and age now where everybody is idolized and everybody professes to be so wonderful and monumental, and record companies, they're broke, but they're still trying to idolize these people as they're such motivated, fucking wonderful people. They're all full of shit. At the end of the day, you want to keep it real. Roger, you've been real. You've been real. You've lived it. And this is the best part. You've never, ever strayed. As you and I know, sometimes, life and money, it's tempting, but you've never strayed from your true philosophy, which is being real, man. That's gold right there.
I totally agree with you. I've always told people, the secret to my success, my band success, my legacy, whatever, is going to be that we're genuine. And people want to be a part of something that's real. If people want to be a part of something that's genuine. The minute they feel like it's fucked up, it's bullshit, that's it. Yeah. So be real, be honest with people. It goes a long ways. It really does. It goes a real long ways. Because look at the fucking goddamn politicians. Look at all the bullshit we're dealing with now. They're lying right through the fucking teeth, and you can't. It's as clear as anything to us. You know what I mean? And then
it's just us.
You could see it. We could see it. But it's amazing how people can't see it. How blind people are. But that's the way it is. And with Agnostic Front, when people meet us, they're like, man, these dudes are genuine. These dudes are real.
Do you enjoy the fact that your legacy not only has been untarnished, but you have a whole new generation of hardcore kids looking up to you as like, those are the fucking godfathers?
I'm honored. I really am. I'm honored. It's a lot of respect. It's great. Because that's all we ever wanted to do was get people to overcome those little oppression parts. You know what I mean? And these kids are gravitating to it. Do
you also enjoy the fact that you're still known as a badass, even though you're contained, you're secure, you're grounded?
I'm a humble person, man. I do what I do, but when you have to do, but I don't want to do.
Of course not.
I've taught myself in the longer.
Man walk away.
Yeah, and I do stuff where. It's sometimes at this point, and I've learned it's probably best to, just like you say, to walk away. It ain't worth it. And today with this fucking bullshit,
slavery, dude,
you can't do shit anyway.
No.
You know how many people I've pulled out of cars, flipped and stuff? The last 3 months, I pulled 3 people out of fucking flipped cars, and everybody's doing this. These fucking people are hurt. Fucking fire starting a car, whatever, and you're doing this, and I'm fucking ripping my shirt off, you know what I mean? Like,
you're not doing the 1986.
I blood all over my fucking shirt, Like, I can't believe people. And and the same thing, like, you can't do anything because Big Brother's watching you, man.
Let's talk about the book. How can people get the book?
You get it. It's readily available at a lot of bookstores, a lot of music bookstores. Of course, Amazon's got it. Or the best is just get it directly from me. I have it at shows if I have them, and I'll tag it up. Or even if somebody bought it, bring it to me. I'll sign it, and stuff like that. But it's readily available. It's in its second press, and the first press sold out right when it came out. The minute it came out, it was sold out.
Good.
So then it's on the second. It's actually on its third. I did one in Europe that was completely different. So, like I said, I really did it for my kids. And I hope, and they haven't read it yet. Not even my oldest has read it. I asked her. I said, "Did you read it?" She goes, "No." I'm like, "Oh." I was surprised.
Maybe they don't want to know how. They know Daddy. They don't.
I was surprised, but at the same time, they will, and they'll understand. And their mother's had a hard enough experience herself, her own story. But it's important people know where people come from. It's important you know your roots. It's important the struggles your family has done for you. And I used to not think about that. My mom would be like, wait till you get kids. Wait till you do this. Wait till that. She struggled the whole life for us.
She came from Cuba when Castro was alive.
She was 19 years old with 3 kids. Didn't speak a word of fucking English by herself. My dad was in the military in Cuba.
Do you talk about that in the book?
Yeah, I do talk about that in the book. You know how hard that is?
Yeah. Can I ask you something personal? And if we could always edit it. Does she come here like with the raft and everything?
No, we came on what they called. It's in the book.
I'm being serious.
Well, no, it wasn't like that.
Okay.
We came. They had a thing. It was called.
You better fucking recognize that.
I forgot the name of it. There was a treaty going on when my uncle married an American woman and was claiming the family on my father's side. My mother's side is still in Cuba. and it was Freedom Flights. It was called. It was Pan American Airlines. I remember getting on the plane. They gave me the little wings.
Wow.
And I was like getting on this plane, walking up the stairs. I was like, whoa, where are we going? I was going with my mom. I remember lining up in Miami, then going to Opelika to like a camp, getting processed, then flying to New York, then looking at those giant buildings. Like, wow, what is this? I was a kid, and that's what it was.
That story alone is worth the read, man. Make sure you get the book. Thank you for printing a book. Read books. Yeah. This shit could easily be erased. So buy something that you can hold. Roger Merritt, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I want to thank you for the decades of real music and inspiration that you've only done for you, but you've really done it out of non-selfish reasons. You're not out there trying to make a buck. You're out there doing it because it's you. You still love it. The road's not easy.
Oh, absolutely not.
You got to deal with dicks like me fucking every night in a different town.
Last week we were in Russia, and here we are today. That's how crazy this is. That's how wild this is. We all came home sick. We all got our families sick. I got my wife, my kids sick, and I came back out.
Hey, man, let me ask you something. What is a frightening place that you've been to where you've gotten there, surviving the Lower East Side of New York and all that crazy shit, and you land somewhere you're going, oh, fuck, what am I doing here?
There's a place. I'm trying to think about it. I remember being in a place. I'm like, wow.
Jalisco, is it? Jalisco, Mexico?
That's pretty frightening. But you know what? You know what's really frightening too is Rio de Janeiro, La Favelas, and I've been through because that's where the people come to see us from. They're from like in Sao Paulo, where they come out. Like, we want to take you to our house so you can meet our people playing congas and hanging out, and it's a little uncomfortable because I know. And I've been through it, and I understand. Like I know what to look for, what to see, and I see it. And I don't have my people with me, So I know what I'm walking into, but I'm trusting that they keep on not bringing me into a, And of course, they respect the people. Come on, come check it out, come party with us, I remember playing and there's a lot of crazy stuff in the book, man. You
see why you should get the book? Yeah. Here's the deal, my friend. You could walk any real world and neighborhood in the world because not only have you yourself been a guiding light to acknowledge and show the rest of the world that we exist, but you've always kept it real. And by keeping it real, these people that are in some horrendous situations, we're living fat right now. Some horrendous situations are getting by minute by minute, hour by hour, by the inspiration of music and art and what you do. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that, bro.
Roger Merritt, Agnostic Front, 2017 going into 18. Amazing. Get the book, buy it, and we're out.